So what you're going to hear the rest of tonight in the state of the shul is that really we are a strong and generous community, and we are being called on more than ever to build an olam chesed, as we know. We also have an incredible staff, as you know, that has been productive, continuously productive, responsive, and creative, incredibly creative. They've been working so well together and professionalized our systems. We're really running on all burners. Our community has attended more Kabbalat Shabbat attendance than in any other time. And we are now at 88 participants in a community meeting, which has broken all records. So we're in a record-breaking mode in many, many ways, which is really exciting. I love sharing that proudly with other friends who belong to other shuls, how amazingly strong and vibrant and connected we are. So as I said, our chesed communities are reaching out and caring for each other. People are being supported through shivas. You know, I hope that people are taking advantage to go to a shiva of someone they might not know. It's less awkward than walking into someone's house that you don't know, walk into a Zoom room, and that could be a warm-up for, God willing, when we're able to be in someone's home. You can say, you know what, I didn't know that person. It was still okay to be part of that room, and maybe next time we're together in person and I don't know that person, I can go make a minyan in that house. So I hope that some of these things are a little rehearsals for those times when we're back together, and we'll be talking more about that. So moving on, we are two things. I want you to use the chat to ask questions. We will may not be able to get to them tonight, but we will look, and we can record the chat and get back to people as a whole community, or if it's an individual kind of question as we move along. So I want to make sure that you know that you can use that. So we're going to hear from our VP of Development, Sara Fendrick, and we're going to hear from our Treasurer, Geoff Stein, with our financial update. Then we're going to hear from Larry Kraus, who is chairing our reentry planning committee, about where we are with that. Rav Claudia is going to share her programming plans for the summer and talk briefly about the high holidays, which I'm sure is on people's minds. After that, Barrie Keller is going to talk a little bit about our racial justice group. And making a premiere at a Zoom event tonight are, we're going to be using the poll feature. So there are 3 polls we're going to be asking you to respond to, these quick responses, basically really taking the temperature of a couple, 3 issues. So you'll be seeing that on your screen, and it should be really easy to do and do it quickly. And so we thought that would be kind of fun and interactive. If we were in the community room, there might be paper up along the walls and everyone walking around and doing that. So we're going to do that this way. So that's where we are for now. So without further ado, Sara, would you kick us off? You're muted. You're muted. There you go.
Okay, great. So we had a record-breaking spring fundraiser, an amazing success. I'd like to thank each of you who contributed to our spring fundraiser, celebrating our strength, ensuring our future. It was really wonderful, and it really showed us how much TBZ means to you, to all of us. We raised almost $70,000, really a record breaker by far. And this will enable TBZ to begin next year's fiscal year in a very healthy position. Your continued generosity will keep our community strong, and as we weather these uncertain times. We are counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sara. And thank you, everybody who broke those records. And we're so grateful. Geoff Stein, our treasurer.
Yep. Okay, hear me? Okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, as Sarah mentioned, we ended the year in very good shape because of the incredible support we got. There's probably, we still have a couple weeks left and some bills to come in, but probably a good $35,000 to $40,000 surplus. Whereas we have been going along, it was about a break-even budget, and we were going to meet it and maybe do a little better, but we're much better off than we would have been, which is good because next year, the big question is what's going to happen with dues, membership and dues, and the high holiday campaign with, you know, the situation, whether people are going to be able to step up the way they have. I guess it's a pretty good indication what happened, hopefully, from the spring fundraiser. But because of that, the board has passed a budget where we built in a 10% decrease, just in case, because we do feel there will be some financial hardship, and we'll have to see how it works out.
Decrease in revenue.
The decrease, I'm sorry, in revenue from the high holidays and the dues. If that happened, along with what we're carrying over, and also we got a PPP loan this spring from the government, which we've been applying to salaries. So we can absorb a 10% decrease and still end up with a tiny, maybe $10,000 or $12,000 surplus, even with that kind of drop, if it came to pass. If it's more than that, we've worked out a list, steps that we can reduce expenses further, ranging from office expenses to salaries. But we're in a sort of fortunate position in that with the high holidays being in the beginning of the fall, and we usually have a very good handle on membership and dues by middle or late fall of people that are committed and how they're going to be able to pay. We're going to reassess the whole situation at that time and see if any other steps are needed to be taken. And that's all we can do for now is, I mean, we're very well prepared, and we're just going to have to see how everything shakes out.
Thanks, Geoff. We're we're really in good shape right now, and we're hoping that we will be, but we just want to be prudent as the financial managers of the shul and be realistic, and hopefully we won't pull any levers that we need to that we don't want to see being done. And I think because we have such a generous community that isn't going to be the case, but we had to be prudent to allow for those potential circumstances. What will be helpful is you will shortly, in the next week or so, couple weeks, get an email from the shul. Remember, you used to get, the last couple years, these postcards with your intentions of re-upping and when you're going to pay your membership dues. It's not play it right now. We just want to know what we can expect and when. So please, if you do that, we'll have a much better sense, and that we can all relax a little bit more knowing what we're going into the year. So if you have a sense of what you'll be able to do, let us know. And along with that is, I need to have a conversation with Susan. I'm not sure. That's fine. Any answer is better than no answer. So we can work with you to know what we can expect, okay? So that we need everyone to cooperate in that way. That would be great. Thank you to Geoff and the Finance Committee to getting us doing this really hard and delicate work. We have a lot of good heads on that committee. Thank you so much. Another good head is the one I'm married to, who runs the reentry planning group. And I'd like Larry now to bring us up to date on the work, what's been going on, where we are in the arc of our COVID life as a community. Larry?
Thank you, Madam President. So we are in process, and as you saw when we sent out an email right after the governor's announcement that houses of worship were part of phase 1, we have a committee together, and it's a committee that we pulled together intentionally so that we could get both the best of the technical expertise that we have in the House, and make sure that we also have good representatives from all of our separate or different communities within our community, so that we're meeting everybody's needs. Just to remind you, our committee members are Sara as president, Claudia, Rav Teferet, Susan, Lenny Marcus, who has great experience in crisis management, Asaf Biton, who is a great resource and leader on public health, and as well as being a physician, Sue Brent, representing inclusion and making sure those voices are part of our determinations, Shoshana Korn Meyer, who's a psychotherapist, TBZ parent, and a board member, Daniel Langenthal, who's an organizational strategic planner, Jack Daniels from the building committee. I'm here as synagogue practices and board member, and Susan Farber, who's a psychotherapist and is bringing the perspectives from aging and community. So we are in process. The good news for all of us, both at the synagogue, and the good news from the synagogue is, as you've heard and as we discussed for the last 45 minutes, we have such great offerings and such great kavanah. So even though we're not physically present in the building, we're still making community, and we're still continuing on with a lot of enrichment. So that's great thing number one. Great thing number two is that the numbers in the state are really doing well. So we're actually following the basic guidelines as a community that we need to get healthier and to contain the spread of the virus right now. With that, we are somewhat organically and somewhat intentionally watching how things develop. When the committee met and agreed that where people are not in a rush to get back into the building, they are in a rush to be with each other and to share things with each other, but we're not rushing to do things before it's time. It really does remain that when we're doing our planning, we're, as we said in our last email, we're guided by science, health and safety best practices, Massachusetts State and Brookline Town guidelines, creativity, openness, TBZ's unique approach to joyous Judaism, and a realistic and determined optimism that we will come through these narrow straits and emerge as an even stronger community. So we are going to be continuing our online offerings. Rav Claudia will talk about how that's going to shift, because it's getting to be the summer, even though we're still sitting in the same houses, but it's getting to be the summer, so we'll slow down a bit for the summer. There are events that we're trying out. So we will have our first bar mitzvah this Shabbos. It will be streamed, so that will be a new thing. We're not ready to be in the building, believe me. The number of details that we have to work out in order to get people together, and the number of progress that the virus we have to make with the virus to get people in the building is still a big deal. But this Shabbos we'll have a streamed bar mitzvah with 13 people in the building, all family. And there's going to be an outdoor shiva with all family. So it's still, we have to make sure we're maintaining our physical distancing and our virus control and our masks and keeping within our pods, but we're seeing how these things will work out. Part of this experimentation is doing what seems appropriate at the moment, given the way the science is leading us. And then we're going to learn. And we're going to learn from these small life cycle events, whether they seem to be A, manageable, B, meaningful, given that so many people have surprisingly found Shivas to be meaningful, even if there aren't people present. So that's what we're doing now. You can look on, we'll have in the happenings, the timing and the way to access the bar mitzvah this weekend. We are available to you. So this is a work in progress. Please you can reach out to me anytime. Let me know if you have concerns, if you have ideas, if you have, I think they used to say joys and oys, but I'm not going there. So let us know if you have ideas on how we can reopen. And as Sara said, if there's some need that you guys have that we're not meeting, then we can try and meet it, but we can't try to meet it unless we know it. So please let us know, and we will continue to move on. Rav Claudia will be speaking about the plans for the high holidays. Again, we're really in good shape with the way the virus is evidencing that we just have less virus in the community right now, and that's going to give us the opportunity to have some options, and everything's going to be in flow, but we at least are doing some thinking about options for high holiday as well. That, Madam President, is my report, unless I've missed something, which you will tell me.
Yeah, I think you, I do think you got it all. It's, you know, it's slowly and carefully. We don't want to make a mistake. Obviously, you know, I think everyone is in agreement. We don't want to make a mistake, and we want to, we want to be at the right place at the right time and have it all guided by science. So that's where we are. I have great faith in the committee that we have. And to give you a chance to just weigh in on a simple question, we have a poll for you, Rav Claudia. You will see a poll pop up on your screen. The questions are, the question is, I will come back. That means I'm going to come back to whatever TBZ is offering in the building when I'm ready now. Let me in. When TBZ leadership has a structure in place that follows best practices, when there's a vaccine, and I don't know.
And as you do your poll, I should say that we chose the phrasing of reentry carefully because we are open all the time. So we don't have to reopen, we just have to re-enter the building, and that's where we're focused.
I just want to say this is my first time doing a poll and I love it. I'm loving learning every day something new about Zoom. By the end of this pandemic, I'm moving to a different career, Zoom management. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
It is a joke. 77 of you, 84% have voted. So I'm at, oh, it's keep going. You guys are amazing. I'm giving you a few more seconds.
Yeah, we only need 9 more people.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Claudia, I've got a bunch of polls that I can get you to watch if you'd like to do that.
No. I just like doing these polls.
Lisa just said we need a Shehekiyanu for our first poll.
No. Let's keep the Shehekiyanu when we can be in the building together.
Okay, well, it looks like as we'll close out the poll, but it looks like we're even Steven between trusting TBZ leadership and I don't know yet. So
here, I just put it on the front. What you could see, Sarah, they couldn't see, but now everybody can see it. So you see 2%, I'm ready now, 47% waiting for the structure, 8% when there's a vaccine, and 43%, I don't know yet. This is great, thank you so much.
okay. Great, awesome, thank you. Okay, Rav Claudia, would you like to take it from here and talk about the summer plans and the holidays?
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry, so much. It's so good to be with all of you. It's just amazing to be able to be with you. Thank you, everybody, for all what you are doing, and Sara for launching us into this conversation. So following what Larry said a little bit about the summer, it's a challenging thing because in one hand we're all kind of staying put, many of us staying put, staying at home. On the other hand, it is summer, and usually during the summer our programming goes a little bit slower than usual, and we were really struggling to figure out, and our team at the office decided that we are going to go to summer schedule starting the end of June, beginning of July. This summer schedule will allow us to, I need to unmute somebody, but I can't talk. Sarah, can you make sure that?
Okay.
Here, okay,
All right.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. To make sure that that we all have an opportunity to slow down, especially for us, Rav Tiferet and myself, and Susan Diller and Beth that are in the office all the time. And we need time and space to be able first to re-energize ourselves, but also to plan the fall, to think about high holidays, to think about Beit Rabban, to think about many B'nai Mitzvahs starting at the end of August and through the whole fall. So, one of the things that's been challenging about this time is like it's 1 week at a time. There's so much that we are learning. So we are going to have a summer schedule. Our summer schedule will continue to have our wonderful Friday night Zoom Shabbat services. We'll continue having our emails on Shabbat that will include the Torah reading video, the Dvar Torah. We'll have sometimes meditations from Nishmat Chaim, sometimes things for kids, either books or other things. So we will continue that. So the structure of Shabbat is not going to change. Havdalah, all that stuff. We'll continue having classes, Torah study, Rav Moshe's class, Rav Tiferet's class, the book reads from racial justice. So as you can hear, it's not that much slowing down. We are saying no to big events. We are, you have no idea. We get almost every week. Can we host, now that you can host people who live in other side of the world, we are asked all the time to host big events. We're not going to host big events that take from us more planning, not during the summer. Our Boker Tov is going to be twice a week, Mondays and Thursday, based on Torah. Kind of, those are the 2 days that we read Torah, that Tyler and I will be leading. We will encourage Boker Tov goers, if they want to meet and keep davening as a group, we will. You can always daven and we can help you figure out how to do that. But officially from TBZ, Boker Tov is going to be twice a week during summer. Personally, I'm going to take a break during the month of July. I'm going to be through the whole month of July at Isabella Friedman Retreat Center. Nishmat Chaim will continue, we know that. Thank you, Reggie, for saying that. I'm going to be at Isabella Friedman Retreat Center for the whole month of July. I am going to mostly disconnect during that time. I'm working with Rav Tiferet, Tyler, Reb Moshe, Noah on a schedule for all the programs, for all the Shabbat services, for all the Shabbat Nekavla. Everything will be taken care by one of our amazing teachers, educators, rabbis during that month. Around all things that are connected to pastoral care, especially around mourning and death, I will be notified as soon as there is a loss, and I will have my phone and be able to connect and reach out right away. And when possible, lead a Zoom Shiva. That's one thing of being on vacation. You can still be on a Shiva from far away on Zoom. I'll be able to join. And of course, Reb Moshe, Tyler, Rav Tiferet will be also available. So nothing that it's connected around pastoral care or chesed or anything will not be taken care. We will continue to supporting our community in that way. Rav Tiferet will take some weeks of vacation. Tyler will take some time. Susan, Beth, but everything will be taken cover, and we'll make sure that all the needs of our community are being taken care. So I think that speaks to the summer, and it's I think for many of us at the office, a lot of the summer is about actually slowing down, taking a few deep breaths, and doing some thinking about the fall. Rav Tiferet is full into figured out Beit Rabban for next year. What are the options? We're going in a moment. I'm going to talk about high holidays. We're in full trying to figure that out. We have Bnei Mitzvahs. The Shabbat is the first one, and then we have Bnei Mitzvahs starting at the end of August for almost every week until December. So there's a lot for us to figure it out, and the summer is going to be a time for a lot of reflection and learning. Sarah, did I forget anything about the summer?
I don't think so.
Okay, I will move now to high holidays. So this is the first things. We are having high holidays. I've heard a few people say, are we having high holidays? High holidays are happening. Rosh Hashanah is the first day of Tishrei. No matter what are we doing, there is Rosh Hashanah. It's like Shabbos happens even if you forgot that it's Shabbos. Same thing with Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. As Tyler just wrote, 5781 is coming, and God willing, it will be a much better year than 5780. Who votes for that, right? We are on that together, amen. So it is happening. How it is happening, we don't know yet. We do not know yet. We are doing a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of research. I am in constant touch with rabbis from all over the country that are coming with different plannings. We are really learning what are the possibilities out there. We're working with the re-entry committee, with Larry and Asaf on figuring out what could be our different plans based on it. So as of now, we are having like two parallel plannings. The plan that we can't be in the building and how that would look like if everything is virtual, and the plan is like we are able to be in the building and how we could do that safely. One thing, we're not going to be in the building in the same way we were in the past. That's for sure. Even if everything was getting better, there is no, the only way if God, give us the vaccine in 3 days from now and we're all vaccinated and Mashiach came, that's another time. But in the meantime, we're not going to be in the building in the same way. There's not going to be 800 people sweating together for Neilah inside of the sanctuary. There is not going to be 2 Kol Nidre of 400 people. That's not going to be. But we are thinking creatively. If one thing TBZ is very creative. We are creative about how that could be if we were able to do something together in person. Now, even if we do things in person, and if we do things in person, everything will be streamed. The camera, very cool professional camera, was installed yesterday. It's really cool, and everything is live streamed. So if we make the choice that we are having in person and you are not able to come, or you make the choice not to come, not to worry, you'll be able to be part through the streaming. And we will be discussing and talking about the ways that we will figure out, connected to what Geoff said, how we will figure out tickets and finances, because we will need to change the whole model around that. So there's a lot to figure it out. And it's always helpful to know how you are feeling. So here's for my second polling. Here it goes. Please, I am going to share with you a poll where I am asking you, what is most important to you about High Holidays observance? We made a list of 10 things. The list could have been 20, but Zoom only lets you to do 10, so it's only 10. And I want you to choose up to 4, no more, because we want to just have a sense of what are the most. So it's hard. I know you want to do them all, but let's say there's 10. What are the 4 that you are like, I live for those 4 ones? So enjoy your polling. Here it goes. You have to roll to see all of them. You might need to move your mouse. And those who are in the phone, I'm sorry, you cannot join the polling on the phone. I'll read it for those who are in the phone if you want to send an email. While you are, the question is, what is the most important to you about High Holidays? Observance, choose up to 4. Hearing the shofar, Torah reading, personal prayers by TBZ members, rabbi sermons, family service, tashlich, Yom Kippur afternoon sessions, Yom Kippur mincha service dedicated to, the words didn't come, but it's dedicated to LGBTQ. I guess it was too many words there. Izkor and Neilah. We had to choose 10. We could have put 25, but please.
Your top 4.
Your top 4.
Why don't we sing, Rav Claudia, while they're doing it?
Sure. You know what I'm going to sing? Like really not in the mood for High Holidays, but why not to get us to High Holidays? Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ya, da, da, ay, 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 ya, da, da, da. Okay, thank you. 87% voted. I'm ending the poll, and I am going to share it with you so you can see what other people are feeling at this time. Cool. I think, Sarah, it's your turn, right?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Rabbi
Okay.
Sermon's won, followed by hearing the shofar and Ne'ilah. All right. Good information, don't you think? Good.
Yeah, very good.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Give us a little forspice of what's ahead for us. Okay, our final presentation tonight is from Barrie Wheeler, who is Barrie Keller. Sorry, two Barries. Barrie Keller, who is one of the leaders of our racial justice group, and she's going to fill us in on the work that they've been doing. But Rav Claudia, you're going to open that first. Are you going to open that first? No. Okay, we can just go right to Barrie. That's good. We're going to right to Barrie, who's going to talk about what has been going on. This is obviously on everyone's mind. Okay, Barrie? You need to unmute yourself.
I changed the
so we have to unmute her.
One of us, because there was too many. Unmute. Okay, Barrie, now you should be able to unmute.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. So we actually started working on this actually about 2 years ago when we had the GBIO house meetings. And one of the things that came from that is the TBZ community was and still is very concerned about racial justice, racial equity. So we had a group of people formed, including the intrepid Susan Bookbinder, Rosalind Jaffe, Jane Daniels, Martha Gray, Lisa Levitt, and of course, Rav Teferet and Rav Claudia have been working recently on getting programs. We had a meeting with about 25 people last September and had some momentum gathering, but then COVID happened, or life happened, and things that we had been planning have been somewhat put on hiatus, I would say, but we are not giving up, and we're continuing to plan sort of in a new reality. So what was thought was that TBZ would go for 3 pathways to exploring racial justice, which, as you know, we all know, has become even more important and has risen to top priority, I think, for a lot of us. So there's 3 pathways that we are exploring and want to provide programming for. The first one would be self-development through learning, or as I call it, confronting whiteness. And originally we had scheduled, and many of you had already signed up, a racial justice training with Kavod, which was going to be a 10-hour program, I think 2-hour sessions that was going to start in, I believe, April. But of course that has been put on hold because it's not really conducive to Zoom, at least now, and I think they are, like everyone else, reworking the program. So one of the programs that has recently been instituted, thanks to Rav Teferet, is the book reading that we're doing, Citizen, an American Lyric. If people have signed up for it, there are 2 more sessions, this coming Thursday and the following Thursday. We had also hoped to do a trip to the South, but that of course has been put on hold, and there will be more programming. We're just in the process of working it out. The next pathway that that we're looking at is racial awareness and equity within our own TBZ community. And like most synagogues and Jewish spaces in the United States, TBZ is predominantly Ashkenazi, an Ashkenazi white community. However, we do have members who are African American or African by birth or adoption or conversion. And are they comfortable in our community? Question mark. Do situations come up that are uncomfortable for them? Question mark. What about the Sephardi and Mizrahi Jews who identify as Jews of color? Do they find TBZ to be a welcoming place where they feel at home? Can we make TBZ a more inclusive congregation where Jews of color in Boston, the Boston community, know that they can join us here and find a safe and welcoming space? So that's one of the teams that has formed, and we're going to work on exploring and looking into our own community. And finally, the third pathway is partnership and allies teams. And one of the things, the first pathway, the self-development and confronting whiteness, is learning how to be a better ally. And that pathway, which is to work with organizations in the community to do outreach and to work with them. Things like UJIMA, the Joining Protests, GBIO, Louis D. Brown, Peace Institute, Black Lives Matter, a number of organizations joining protests as a group. There's many ways to do that. So those are the three specific pathways we're doing. If you're interested, I do have a mailing list, although most things do go out through Kahila and Happenings, but you can certainly get in touch with me and I'll put you on the mailing list. Oh, and I wanted to thank Jan Darsa too. She is helping with the curriculum. There's a lot of people who are helping. I don't want to leave anybody out, but you know, as I said, this is something that was important before. Now I think it's reached dire proportions, and we need to, as a community, work on it and look at it.
Thank you, Barry, so much, and Barry and the whole team that you mentioned. I won't mention all the names again because I will miss someone. I don't have the list in front of me, and I'm excited and looking forward to be able to continue this work with all of you. And you know, I don't have to say it, but I want to say it, and I think we all know that this time for our country, for our world, is a time of really a lot of terrible things happening, and really a time where our moral values need to lead. And the things that we believe truly as a community that believes in equality, that believes in the fact that every human was created in the image of the divine, that is what needs to lead our life and our actions. There's so much Torah to this. Is what we do as Jews, to care for those who are in distress, for those who are being in danger. And it's been I don't have to tell you, it's been really a tragedy to live through these times. And, you know, Mishi, to your comment, our work is to go deep and go beyond. I don't know when we get to which stages, but the commitment to the work is deep and is real. And one of the things I've been talking to the leaders of this group, and we have a meeting next week, is that many times when there is a crisis, and that comes after the terrible killing of George Floyd, people get very excited and we go to protest and we do all this work and we are really, really there. And then, you know, things feel again a little comfortable and we kind of forget and move on and we read another book. And reading books is good, but it's not the real work. The book helps us to something beyond and deeper. So our commitment, as this is not just a feel-good thing, but it's really to go deeper to this work as Jews, as a community that really sees Tikkun Olam at this time. And it's urgent. It is urgent. It's a time of moral urgency. Now, we are into this polling, right? And this is in the time we want to know, where are you? So we have a polling about this too. I am like, right now, I'm going to just go crazy with pollings. Here it is. The question is going to be, It's simple. How important is it to you that TBZ prioritize work for racial justice at this time? You get to choose one answer: extremely important, pretty important, not too important, not important at all. So please, put it your answer so we can see where we are. We want to take the temperature. I don't like using the taking temperature during COVID-19, but we want to take the temperature of the room and see where people are. Because as you know, as a spiritual leader of a community, this is something that it's very central, but this is something we want to do together and feel that is something of it. Yes, this Friday night is Juneteenth Kabbalah Shabbat, and we will make sure to bring that to our service. So thank you for bringing that up. I'll give 91% voted. I think that's really amazing. And I love our community because look at the results. We have 6% that says extremely important, 22% that says pretty important. So it's really shows who we are as a community. So we will continue this work and we will keep you posted. Thank you.
Thank you so much. How do you like this poll feature? I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It gives people a way to interact when you really can't do that much. I wanted to end. I wanted to end on a kind of more fun note. I don't think people are taking giant trips this summer, but we thought we would, Rav Claudia's one of her, now I don't know which is going to be her more favorite thing to do on Zoom. She loves polls now, but she loves spotlighting people.
Spotlight will continue being my favorite. Don't worry about that.
So prepare yourselves because we're going to end tonight. She's going to spotlight you and maybe share one thing you're looking forward to this summer with everybody.
Okay. Here it is. I am having here. Debbie Korn, but I have to unmute you. And I'm having a.
Got it.
Okay, you do the unmuting, Sarah. I'll do the spotlight. Okay.
I think. Did I?
No.
Where is she? Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, go.
What are we sharing? Sorry.
Something you're looking forward to this summer, because it's not your son going to camp for 2 months, is it?
No, just bicycle riding.
Excellent.
Promotion Anne.
I think it's tending our garden. Anne has become a gardener, and we're growing remarkable amounts of lettuce and all kinds of herbs. And I might decide to get involved, even though I don't have a green thumb, but at least to do some of the schlepperei. So we're looking forward.
So you have a thumbs up
To our garden. We have a thumbs up rather than a green thumb.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Claudia Herman, you have the best name in the whole 90 people who joined tonight.
No, you do. You do. I'm looking forward to physically distant visits with friends.
Nice.
Okay, thank you. Sukan and then Kirchner.
Hold on. Where is she? You can unmute yourselves if I can't find you.
No, I don't think they can because I changed the thing, but I can change that so they can.
Now I can't. I have
Okay, now you should be able to mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Right. Okay. We're looking forward to going to Plum Island, right?
And I'm looking forward to getting a haircut.
No. Ha ha ha.
Plum Island and seeing the grandkids who are moving back from Austin to the New England area again.
Yes, that's true.
Danya Handelsman.
Oh, I'm still laughing at that last comment. Well, Jed has become an avid gardener, so I'm very much looking forward to eating some of the things that he's grown. And I'm also, Lior graduated from high school on Sunday, and I'm hoping to be able to drop him off at college, maybe in Canada, possibly.
Mazel tov. And last but not least, Samuel Mendoza.
Hi, everybody. I'm looking forward to raspberries and the beach.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you all. This is so amazing. Sara, last word, and then Ramosh, you want to lead us on a nigun at the end?
So the last word is I hope that you got the sense of how positive our community is and how well we're educating ourselves and connecting to each other and taking care of each other and taking care of our world. And I've said this the last few Shabbatot, that TBZ is the foundation, the wellspring of strength for us, our connection and our strength to go out into the world and do the work that has to be done, because no one else is going to do it if each of us isn't doing it. So however you can use the strength of TBZ, and if there's more you need, let us know to help you to be the change we all want to see in the world. Thank you. It's an honor to help to lead this organization, this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Sara. And I just want to say thank you to Sara and to the whole board of directors for their amazing leadership, and to Susan Diller, our executive director, who does, you have no idea what she does, but she does amazing, amazing job. Rabbi Ferris is here, Tyler, Noah, and our whole, Beth, oh my God, Beth, she takes care of so much. So thank you, all of you. And Ramosha and Anne, so good to have you. Lead us on our ending nigun, Ramosha. Take us to the night.
Yashikov.
Thank you, everybody. Laila Tov.